Please know that you are not alone. The water, the kittens, the octopus, the sky, the darkness, the storm, the ocean, all of them are with you every moment as you figure your way through this.
Welcome to the Web of Life podcast. I'm your host, Cody Alexander. Today, we will be hearing journeys from 5 of our spirit bridges. The central themes that we're working with this episode are grief and loss. Experiences of grief, loss, and tragedy are heavy, unpleasant, and very challenging, but they are forces that touch all of our lives at some point. So we share our journeys with you today from a place of deep empathy and care. In our journeys, there are symbols of water, octopus, vulture, deer, storm, and kittens. We will hear some guidance from Quynn and some insight into their method of journeying. Here, we journey on your behalf. I encourage you to regard these offerings like they are a form of divination, a set of symbols being presented to you that are up for intuitive interpretation. As you listen, do your best to keep some awareness on the words being spoken and to allow the imagery to play out in your mind. You might even close your eyes if it is safe for you to do so at this time. Breathe slowly and deeply and notice how you feel in your body as certain words are being spoken. Notice any thoughts or feelings that come up for you in response to the things being said and any imagery that is illustrated here. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest.
A couple things just to keep in mind is that we offer these messages as a heartfelt offering, not to be psychic, not to tell you your truth, or even to be right in some logical way. They are stories, they're impressions, they're whatever came to us during that 14 and a half minutes. And we hope that some aspects of them are helpful, but maybe even if there's some part that you feel resistance towards or that you don't quote like, might have something for you. We do come at this work with an open heart, and we hope that you end up feeling that. I will start. So just a bit about my process. I have taught myself during these Spirit Bridge groups, when the drum starts, to write out what I experience in the moment. So I don't have to remember, I just write it down. So I'm going to read it. And also I will say that when I say I was experiencing it, but I had a sense that it was you, but I will still say maybe at one point I say you, but my assessment or my meaning is that you're the one who is doing what I am about to share. So here we go. As the drum starts, I see a campfire in front of me, you, and I am slowly putting small twigs into the fire, one by one. Each one contains a small, teeny bit of the grief, the shock, devastation, anger, depression, and overwhelm, one after another. The fire is kept aflame by your grief. As I'm experiencing this, I wonder, if I stop feeding this fire, will it go out? If it goes out, then what will I have? I continue to feed the fire, but I feel numb. I asked for help in that moment, and in my mind's eye, I see an octopus looking at me. I sigh at the sense of the ocean. I have become hot from the flame I have fed, so the thought of the ocean is soothing. In my mind, I feel the sense of floating in the salt water, the gentle rocking of the water beings holding me up, soothing me, and the wetness of the water hides my tears. Then I feel something move against my leg, and I know it is that octopus. Then I have a vision of octopus traveling through an incredibly small hole, transforming itself in the process. I hear in my mind, many things are possible, even that which seems impossible. I thank Octopus for bringing me here. And then in an instant, I'm back at the fire. The flame is still going, but now it is daytime, whereas before it was night. Now it is daytime, and I am drawn to notice the beauty of the many flowers and plants all around me. I did not notice them before. I can now hear them singing to me, honoring my loss and my strength. They whisper to me to trust them and follow them through this tragic time. They know the way. Trust them. I hope there's some aspect of that that might feel helpful to you in this moment. Thank you again.
Greetings and thank you. As the drum began, it was as if a satin curtain falls and revealed a nighttime scene of a large circle in a moonlit meadow in the high mountains. The air is cold, a black indigo star field filling most of the scene. The trees surrounding the meadow are silhouetted, but I feel their strength and their support. As the night becomes morning and the warmth rises from the earth, you are being guided by gentle, benevolent spirits that almost carry you forward as you exit the circle of frozen stone monoliths. The natural grasses smell sweet. You are grounded and elevated at the same time as you carry on forward through a field of forget-me-nots. The grasses appear to move you forward and through a field of lavender, which is blowing like waves on the land. So you're being filled with the fragrance, the smell, the color, the light of the lavender. And as the sun heats the earth, you pass through mugwort, mountain sage, and then rose geraniums, which all fill you with very healing oils, healing fragrance. And then you move through an archway of wisteria, again, the purple color, into a garden of roses. And it's in this garden of roses that you stay for a while. And the roses heal your heart, your body, your mind, and your spirit. And as the drum ended, the message is clear that you are so loved. And I hope this helps. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity for us to travel on your behalf today. It's a leap of faith and trust to ask others for help sometimes. When the drum began, I have an ethereal office that I go to, and I go to my office, and I have two wing back chairs that are next to a fire. So I go and I sit in the chair and I wait. As I'm sitting, I can feel almost like there's this wall of resistance. As I sit there, I can feel the wall of resistance and nothing is coming through. So in that moment, I completely surrendered and I was like, well, maybe there's nothing I can do to help. Maybe this isn't something that I can assist with. And so I just surrendered to that. And then I just continued to sit in my chair. And as I sat in my chair, I began to notice certain physical sensations began to arise in my body. The first was a pit in my stomach. I just sat with that feeling, that pit in your stomach when you know something is not good is happening. And so I sat with that feeling and that sensation. And then I wasn't in my office anymore. I was it was an all black place. And there was a well there that I felt like represented that pit that was in my stomach. And then I could feel a hardness in my solar plexus. And so I went to kind of investigate that as well. And the hardness, it was like a ball of something. It was almost kind of soft and oddly fleshy. And I actually wasn't sure what to do. I was like, okay, I have a hard ball of something. I have a well, a deep well. And then I had the idea to take the ball in this hard mass that was stuck in my solar plexus. I was like, I wonder if I could throw it down the well. What would happen? So I took the mass and I put it in the well. And it went down a little bit and then got stuck. And so I'm just kind of observing this situation. And then all of a sudden, all water from the bottom of the well starts coming up and the mass floats up, and then it all turns into a water fountain. And the water now is spilling over into everything. Water's squirting up and it's coming out over the edges. Suddenly, I have a note in my hand. It's a white envelope, and I open it, and there's a card in there. And the card in cursive letters is written, "I love you." So I take the card and I put it in the water and I let it dissolve. And then I think the journey ends. I hope this was useful for you, that you might find joy and solace even in grief. Thank you.
As the drumming begins, I'm witness to two deer walking down a path together in a meadow surrounded by a dense, beautiful forest. The doe and the stag are happy. There is love. Then something strikes down the stag. What it was, I cannot say. The stag morphs into a human male body, the doe into a woman. The woman drapes her body over her fallen man. Because of this suddenness, there was much of what needed and wanted to be said and shared between them. It had been cut off. The man's spirit or soul needs to move on. Destiny has chosen this soul for another journey, and in a way, chosen the woman for yet a different journey of her own. The woman must let her man go, get past the grief. The grief is holding both of you back. Commune with his spirit. Seek assistance if needed, though I sense you have the skills to manage this yourself. Let go, liberate both of you. Blessings.
Hello. As a spirit bridge, I have found many of the messages I receive come from Vulture. I allow the words to swirl in emotion that becomes circular as the darkness of the words takes the vulture form against the fluffy white thunderheads that promise rain. The drumming continues, and I am now open to come what may. There is a woman walking in a world of black and white. It is reminiscent of twilight, then suddenly full illumination, just enough light to give the impression of things recognized in color. But it is so quick that it is more the impression of color among all the details of life than actual colors. These self-created colors are a dialogue with bolts of lightning. The thunder shakes to the core. The flash suggests colorful details that only exist within. The outside world of the walking woman is a collection of bright, wait a minute moments that move between ecstasy and despair. The darkness of despair seems so much longer than the bright impressions of mortal illusion. Step after step, the woman walks. She doesn't notice the hail or the blasting thunder. A lightning bolt strikes a tree in the distance, and then rain quickly extinguishes the flames. She arrives at her door, soaking wet. And as she is fumbling for her key, she hears a sound. A cat has just had kittens in a cardboard box that is starting to collapse from the rain. She picks up the kittens and their mom and takes them inside. I hope this is helpful.
Thank you again, and many blessings to you as you weave your way down this challenging path.
Web of Life is an animist church located in Tucson, Arizona, which is Odom and Pascua Yaqui land and shares digital space with people around the world. We strive to share our animist understanding with all earth-honoring people and beyond. And as members of this earth community of interwoven lives, we commit to contributing to the wellness of the whole because we all belong. If you'd like to journey on your own, you can find audio opportunities to do so at weboflifeanimists.com under offerings. Live offerings are also available. Check our website calendar of live events for details. Thank you for your time and attention. We're looking forward to our next encounter.